Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. Pot that you choose to use, make sure it has a lid. Oh, actually, no. We don't have to cut that because it needs to be uncovered when it comes out.
Yeah.
Nooch, we're not ready. Let me rephrase that. Welcome to our CASA, and today we're making ragu alla Bolognese.
We can find the first trace of ragu Bolognese written on a cookbook in 1891. A cookbook written by Pellegrino Artusi, which was a businessman and a writer, and he wrote La scienza in cucina e l'arte di mangiar bene, which means the science in the kitchen and the art of eating well. We can call him the Alton Brown of the 19th century.
This is hands down my #1 go-to item. When I see it on any restaurant menu, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna be boring and get the Bolognese again, because it's never boring and it's always super flavorful and wonderful and comforting. And today the pressure's on because I have my Emilia Romagna sous chef here who's been eating this probably his entire life. He grew up about 20 minutes away from Bologna, where Bolognese was born. I grew up with spaghetti and meat sauce. My mom used to make that at least once a week. It was my favorite thing, which I still hold deep into my heart, but that is not this recipe. We won't even be using tomato sauce today. So usually you'll find this sauce paired with a tagliatelle, a pappardelle, or sometimes even a spaghetti alla carbonara. I said it right. But today, we're not gonna have it with pasta. Nope, we're gonna do something a little bit different because we have guests on Saturday where we're going to be making it with pasta. So, stay tuned. Vino?
Vino, please, yes.
It's a big boy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're using today a very exceptional bottle. It's a magnum of Benanti Pietra Marina, which was given to us by our close friend Salvino. This bottle is a 2009, which is unbelievably fresh. It's an exceptional wine from Sicily, cultivated on eastern slope of the Mount Etna, and yeah, it's heavy. It comes from 80 years old Caricante vines. We know personally the producers, the Benanti family. They are awesome.
Delicious.
Beyond.
Okay, so the starting ingredients for our Bolognese is a sofrito, which is made with chopped celery, chopped carrots, and chopped onion. We're also going to add a little pancetta into the recipe to make it nice and fatty. We're going to also add some chopped garlic, some fresh thyme leaves, some ground up nutmeg, and then for the sauce, we have 2 cups of chicken stock, 1 cup of white wine, and 1 cup of whole milk. We also are going to use about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, tomato concentrate. So today I'm going to be using 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of ground pork. Okay, let's start prepping. I'm going to cheat a little bit with the onion in. Our flame is about a pretty high, medium-high heat, and we're gonna add about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, just kind of coat the bottom of the pan. Okay, so once your oil is heated, we're going to just pull apart your meat just in little chunks for the first browning step. This isn't the point where we start chopping it down. We still want it kind of chunky, just enough to get it browned everywhere. So once your meat is browned on the outside, we're gonna take a spatula, or if you're fancy and have a slotted spoon, you can use that too. You just put it back in the bowl. and then we're gonna add it in later. Make sure that our heat is at about a medium heat, and we're gonna add that pancetta in, and we're gonna get that nice and crispy. We wanna see the pancetta get crispy and see it release some of its fat. It's about 3 ounces of pancetta. All right, our pancetta is getting super crispy, and all that fat has come out into the pan. Now we are ready for our sofrito. So that was roughly about, that was 4 carrots and 4 celery. Our chopped onion, as well as 1 clove of chopped garlic, and our fresh thyme. Now we're just gonna let that cook together for about 5 minutes until it gets a little bit soft. We put the meat back in. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. I love sofrito. Okay, once all that's mixed up, this is the part where we put our 1 cup white wine. Make sure that heat is still high. Because this is a part where it takes a little bit of patience. Get that wine completely cooked out and soaked up into the meat. And this is when you can start breaking it down. Takes a bit of time, takes a good like 10 minutes. Smells. Oh my gosh, that might be my favorite smell in the world. All right, when you can pull it back and you see that a lot of the wine has been absorbed and evaporated into the mixture, that's when we're ready for our next step. So the next step is to add our 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. All right, so once the tomato paste is in, we're gonna mix that around. And we're gonna let that all sit together for about 5 minutes so that tomato paste can get a little caramelization with the meat. I love using tomato paste over tomato sauce because you're still getting that like intense tomato flavor, but it's keeping the texture of the bolognese like pure meat. Add 2 pinches, okay, 3 pinches of nutmeg, 2 pinches of salt. We're gonna add more salt later. We're going to add our 2 cups of chicken stock, 1 cup of whole milk, and 1 bay leaf right in there. Now at this point we're going to lower our flame, lower that heat. We don't want it to be boiling for the 2 hours. We really just want it to be at that nice simmer. This is the part where we wait for our bolognese. Basically, you want to keep it at a low flame for about 2 to 2.5 hours, always keeping an eye on it, always coming over, giving it a little stir. We're not going to cover it with a lid. We want it to be open. So, see you soon, and I'll see you soon. Let's see how our bolognese baby's doing. It's been 1 hour and you can already see the broth is starting to completely evaporate into the sauce. It's so thick now. If you feel like it's getting a little dry and you don't want it to scorch in the bottom, you can always add a little bit more of your chicken stock. So instead of the traditional pasta bolognese, we're going to be making a bruschetta bolognese. So set your oven at a broil temperature. So we're just going to put our sliced sourdough bread into the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, our bolognese is about 2 hours in and she's looking pretty beautiful. Now we just gotta add a little seasoning. So we're gonna add a good pinch full of salt, maybe 2, and some fresh cracked pepper. Not too much. Pepper is not the star of this dish. We have our taste tester who flew all the way from Emilia-Romagna here 13 years ago just for this moment to taste this Bolognese made by this Americana. Ready to taste?
Yes.
Pressure's on.
Perfetto.
Okay. So once the bread has been broiled until it gets nice and brown and crispy on top, we like to take a little raw garlic and rub it on the top. And then we just drizzle a little olive oil on top of the bread. And now our Bolognese. And now we finish our bruschetta with some shaved Parmesan and a drizzle of olive oil. Perfetto. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito. Great job.
Thank you. Oh, Parmesan's really good.
Yes.
And this salad's a chickpea, parsley, cherry tomato, and lemony kind of goodness.
Wonderful.
All right, I'm excited about this.
Me too.